I'm going to call this meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance. Everyone stand, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Joyce, please.
Wait 1 second.
Okay.
Mayor Calvadas?
Here.
Mrs. Kelly? Here. Mr. White?
Here.
Mrs. Passio? Here. Mr. Kapadas?
Here.
Mr. Wood?
Here.
And Mr. Wright?
Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted in the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 7, 2013. Two, emailed to the retrospect and other post on January the 7th, 2013. Communications, Joyce.
We have 2 letters. The first is from David Rowan from the Planning Board, recommending the mayor and council authorize a traffic study with respect to the townhome application. And the next letter is from Michelle Gentek, freeloader, congratulating the borough on achieving broad certification under the sustainability program.
Just to make a comment on this, this letter was sent to our borough engineer, Steve Bach, and he recommended that the planning board, through their escrow fees, use a professional to just review the current traffic study. Very similar to the way we have an engineer review their site plan and a lawyer reviews their application, that this would be a professional to come in. So I'm under the impression that Mr. Bach is working with the legal counsel for the planning board. So that this way, it wouldn't be upon us to pay for this traffic study, but this would be done by the applicant.
The applicant already did one that.
No. We're hiring somebody to review. See, we have nobody who is a professional to make sure that that traffic study is legitimate. So Mr. Bach's recommendation was to hire this company that does traffic studies, they do reviews for other planning boards, that they would simply review the application. And then if they thought that it was concurred with it, then they would say it's a legitimate one, or that they thought that maybe they could put holes in it if it wasn't a legitimate traffic study. So I think we need to follow a little bit. They're supposed to have a meeting on January 8th. I'm not quite sure, they've not said anything new, but I think that this is going to come up again, traffic, at least a review of their existing traffic study. So just want to let everybody know that this was dealt with a little bit. And other than that, I make a motion to receive and file, unless there's any questions.
Can I have a second?
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Public hearing.
We have a public hearing for ordinance 1321. This is an ordinance amending certain provisions of the Borough Runnemede Code. This is the revisions to the trash ordinance. Anyone wishing to speak on this item and this item only, may step up to the microphone, state their name and address, and make any comments they would choose.
Seeing no one, I make a motion to close the public portion.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And roll call.
I make a motion to approve the ordinance on the second and final reading as advertised according to the 13.
I second that motion to approve.
Roll call.
Now, if I can find it in my file. Mrs. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Kapadas?
Yes.
4 ayes, 2 absent.
Move that this ordinance be now adopted.
The next is ordinance 1322, which is an ordinance amending certain provisions of the code. And this was regarding all the zoning issues that were raised. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter only, you come to the microphone and give their name and address with any comments.
Seeing no one, I make a motion to close the public portion.
I second.
All those in favor? Roll call.
I make a motion to adopt the 1322 second and final reading.
I second that motion.
All those in favor?
No, this is-
Roll call. Yeah.
Mrs. Kelly? Yes. Mrs. Passione?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
It's 4 ayes and 2 absent.
I move this resolution is now adopted.
We have 4 used car lot licenses, Toyota, Bell Auto Sales, Auto Place USA, and Belmar Collision. All their paperwork is in order.
Is that everybody?
Motion.
I make a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
All those in favor? No. Then roll call.
Mrs. Kelly?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Yes.
Now adopted.
The next is Resolution 13178. This is the resolution certifying that the governing body has read the audit report.
Motion.
Did everybody read it?
Yes.
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 Okay. Any comments? I make a motion to approve.
I second that motion.
All those-
It's a roll call.
Hey, roll call.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly? Yes. Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
It's 4 ayes, 2 absent. I'm going to pass around the group affidavit form that everyone has to sign, that they read it on one of the lines.
I move this resolution is now adopted.
Resolution 13179 is a resolution authorizing an interlocal service agreement with the Black Horse Pike Regional School District. They're a little late getting things to us. This runs from last year to next year.
I think we're already 5 months into it.
Yeah.
I make it's the exact same contract, correct? The amounts of it. I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Oh, really?
Roll call.
Mr. Kapadas?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly? Yes. And Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
4 ayes, 2 absent.
I move this is now adopted.
Resolution 13180 is a resolution supporting participation in the Sustainable Jersey Small Grant Program. This is the $2,000 grant.
Do you want to do both of them at the same time? That's good.
You certainly can.
Yeah.
And 13181, support, this is for the $20,000 grant for the tankless water treatment.
I make a motion supporting participation for the Sustainable Jersey Small Grant and also for the Sustainable Jersey Small Grant Program for the tankless water heater.
I second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Kelly? Yes. Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Kapadas?
Yes.
4 ayes, 2 absent.
I move that this resolution is now adopted.
Resolution 13182 is a resolution approving a memorandum amending the collective bargaining agreement. And if I could find it, I'd really be,
Does everybody, Rich, do you want to explain this a little bit down or?
It's the starting salary.
And for subsequent progression for
Right.
higher.
Can we wait till you get there and I finish this?
Is this
That's
something?
it.
It's for roll call yet.
Then we haven't even,
I thought we approved it, they're
we're just going to discuss it.
I know you can, but let me finish this. You're jumping ahead of me.
Okay.
Union.
Did these guys approve?
Oh, yeah, they ratified it. I mean, I thought we looked at it. It's pretty good. I'm happy.
Should we make a motion before we discuss it? Second. All right, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
And then let's have discussion.
Well, you jumped ahead and I said that's not right.
Okay.
Roll call.
Well, now we'll discuss.
You can discuss it all you want.
Does anybody have any comments? You ready?
I'm not,
Ed?
When did you talk they're all agreement, all the.
And Rich has been communicating with us.
Received a letter from Jeff Wooten on the 23rd, dated the 22nd, stating that they had ratified it. When we had a couple of negotiation meetings, at the end, when I put the final proposal together for them, I told them that we would not hear it until they voted, because we had issues last time around when we couldn't get the signatures because there was no vote. So they voted and they were all in agreement. At least the majority of them are. So they voted to move forward with it. So, basically, the highlights of it, the starting salary for anyone hired after 4/1/13 is basically $35,000.
If they're trained.
I'm sorry?
If they're trained.
If they're trained, correct.
What do you mean by training?
The class two minimum.
If they're
But
like-
because they've already went to school.
I think it was 30 if they're not trained.
Right. The step increases take place on the anniversary date of their hire, and the COLA increases are in here. So basically, when the contract increases, those increases they're negotiated. Basically, what I have is a draft copy of the agreement that will go to them after you approve.
Now, why does it say in full force and effective? We continue
Because it just means that the only thing, that's the only things that are being modified are these things here on this document. All the other parts of the contract remain in full force.
until, okay, so we're not touching.
We're not touching the old contract.
But I mean, this continues unless it's renegotiated. It's
That's correct.
Okay, so it can be opened up again. For some reason.
Sure, but that's Mark. I say respectfully,
I think this is the last of the two items that should be on the original contract. I think the original contract that we signed with them last year was very good, but it missed starting salary and progression for you hires. I think we've got everything done, right? Well, good.
Roll call.
Mrs. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Capano?
Yes.
4 ayes, 2 absent.
I move this resolution is now adopted.
And last but not least, the resolution 183 is the budget transfer.
Motion.
I make a motion. I second that motion.
Roll call.
Mrs. Keller?
Yes.
Mrs. Passio?
Yes.
Mr. White?
Yes.
And Mr. Capano?
Yes.
And that's 4 ayes and 2 absent.
That's all you have to do, $16,000. That
I move this
At the
resolution
December 3rd meeting, this
is now
was just
adopted.
posting the final payroll and making sure everything was in order.
wasn't. We have a bill list? Do we have a bill list?
Payment of bills?
We don't have it.
Somebody's got it. I have a motion on the payment of bills?
I so move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
You have a bill list?
Excuse me?
Rich, is there a bill list?
I can always print it out, there's always, I didn't know it was on the agenda, that's true.
We don't need to cross it off, right? They do know
No,
anything.
unless you want to approve the.
Approve the motion?
No, we'll put one on for regular meeting.
You can read it.
No?
All right, you don't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
Why don't you do this?
You okay, you read it, I didn't even see it before.
Okay, before we get good welfare, we have a plaque here for the service of Councilman White. This is from the Borough of Runnemede. Mayor and council present to Edwin White, Councilman, on behalf of the residents of the Borough of Runnemede. We take this opportunity to thank you for the years of service and dedication that you have unselfishly given to our community. We truly appreciate the hard work and effort that you have made toward the betterment of the Borough of Runnemede. December 30, 2013, signed, Bertha Sis Calvadas. Thank you. What's your name?
I'll get on the way out.
Thanks, Ed. I appreciate that. Can I have an adjournment for the meeting?
Good enough.
Oh, there's nobody here. Good and welfare.
Seeing no one wishing to speak, I make a motion to close. Good enough.
Second,
I second that motion to close.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
all those who said aye.